Was a monkey. The Monkees were a primetime phenomenon, a blend of pop culture, rock and roll, and mass marketing. Mickey, Davy, Peter, and Mike were created to resemble a British group, and it was hard to tell one of them was from Texas. Michael Nesmith rarely grants an interview, but he did recently visit with primetime Texas reporter Gary Cogill, who found out that Nesmith has two very distinct personas, one very public, the other very private.
Here we come, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees.
They were the hottest group in America, on stage and screen. Davy and Mickey were the cute ones, Peter the shy one, and Michael, a seventh-generation Texan, the intellectual one. Michael Nesmith then, Michael Nesmith now.
I mean, sometimes I think to myself, if one of these 12-year-old people who are writing me with an image of who I was actually saw me, whether they would be traumatized. You are not. You're not him. Well, I was. Yeah, but you're not now. That's right, I'm not now.
But he was then.
Your hour is up. Shh, please, be quiet. You can come in, but you can only stay just a few minutes. I can what?
In the mid-60s, Michael and the Monkees were the darlings of pop rock. Television beamed their images into living rooms around the world.
He's a very sick boy.
There's some big laughs on the Monkees. Big laughs.
Mine?
And that was the thing that balanced out the notoriety and the fame and all of that, was that I was having a good time doing the work.
They were a designer group cast by TV producers who wanted to cash in on Beatlemania. The marketing gimmick worked. The Prefab Four won the hearts and wallets of teenagers. Monkey mania was rampant.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales.
There were few kids who didn't dance to their music or buy their product.
Love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face.
During the mid-60s, they racked up 4 consecutive #1 albums, 3 #1 singles. Songs like I'm a Believer, Last Train to Clarksville, and Daydream Believer made the Monkees as popular as the Beatles. That popularity never sat very well with Nesmith.
I mean, I like to go to museums, and I like to go to Denny's and to you know, Luby's and the places that you can't go if you're famous.
Nesmith prefers celebrity recluse to pop icon. But even at his ranch in New Mexico, it's hard to escape his former stardom.
So in essence, she's writing you a fan letter.
It's just a letter, but I mean, it turns out to be a fan letter.
A generation later, Nesmith is still getting fan mail, but now it's through the information superhighway instead of the U.S. Postal Service.
Do you normally write people back when they write you on the internet?
Well, I'll write 2 or 3 words.
Yeah.
I don't tend to get into long conversations and so forth.
Gee whiz, thanks for everything.
Yeah.
He reflects fondly on his days as one of the Monkees, days that were fun, but also very long.
No, the Monkees were 24 hours a day. That took all my time. But I was able to draw on a lot of the stuff I'd learned from the Monkees, and the shows, the filming, recording, all that stuff gave me a big advantage when I started off on my own.
Since the Monkees, Nesmith has become sort of a media mogul. He has his own label and delves in film, television, and music.
I'm hearing the light from the window. I'm seeing the sound of the sea.
In the late 70s, Nesmith's experience and vision gave birth to a new rock medium, music videos.
I'm feeling quite wonderfully free.
He later expanded the concept into a full-length feature called Elephant Parts. This mix of comedy and music won the very first Video Grammy. Few people realize it, but Michael Nesmith invented MTV.
the notion occurred to me that it would be an interesting idea to launch a broadcast channel that just played these things. But my essential idea was that you would play these video clips and then you would buy the video clips. But the idea was strong enough that I knocked around trying to sell it for a while and finally sold it to Warner Brothers. Did a pilot project for them, which is called Pop Clips, and thus was born MTV.
Nesmith isn't the only visionary in his family. His mother, back in the 50s, invented liquid paper.
20 years later, however long it took her, she finally sold it for millions and millions of dollars to Gillette.
In a sense, you know, she's the inventor of liquid paper, and you're the father of MTV.
Well, careful.
You have to be careful. You pass this legacy on to children, and
Yeah,
it puts a lot of pressure on them.
You never know. Well,
Nesmith understands pressure. He's also a player in the movie business. Over the past 20 years, he's produced 4 films, some cult favorites like Time Rider and Repo Man.
when Alex Cox first came to me with Repo Man, he brought me a script, and it was terrific. It was a great opening scene. Remember the opening scene in Repo Man? Long desert highway, 74 Malibu weaving side to side. Finally, a policeman pulls it over. Policeman says, "What you got in the trunk?"
What you got in the trunk?
The driver says, "Oh."
You don't want to look in there.
Policeman goes back, looks in the trunk. Blinding flash of white light. Nothing left of the policeman except 2 smoking boots, and the Malibu drives off. That all happens in the first 2.5 minutes of Repo Man. That's a great opening scene. Do you want to see the rest of that movie? Sure you do. What is going on here? And then the rest of it, of course, was just whacked. Just hilarious.
At midnight movie houses and film festivals, some of Nesmith's movies still play. Repo Man is always a hit.
Said they thought was awesome.
Peter McCarthy was the co-producer.
Michael Nesmith was was definitely our angel when he appreciated it and said, let's do it, because nobody else would.
Did you make your money back?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, made a lot. I think Universal made a lot of money. We didn't make any money, but
sure.
I made all my money back.
Movies may have Nesmith's attention now, but early on, it was music. While growing up in Dallas, he tried to break into the business at Channel 8.
I don't know if you remember this or not. There's your application. There's the picture they took of you.
That's great.
And on the application, it was a show for,
I remember
it was a
that.
hootenanny show. I don't think you got the job. And there you are with your guitar.
That's good.
Trying to break into show business.
That was me. Well, that guitar burned up in a fire. I wish I had that guitar. Well, let's see, 20. By that time, I've been playing the guitar about 6 weeks.
Throughout Nesmith's career, music has been the constant.
Her name was Joanne, and she lived in a meadow by a pond.
In the past few years, he's re-released a compilation of his music on CD. In 1992, he released a new album called Tropical Campfires.
The rain falls through Chicago skies.
And I enjoy just, writing and creating in general. And a band is a great vehicle for expression.
It's a great vehicle for comedy.
Can be.
Comedy is in Nesmith's marrow. In his work, he doesn't mind poking fun at others or himself.
Her name was Rodan, and she lived in the ocean off Japan.
I can sit in the quiet of my own house and just start thinking about my neighbors and start laughing about what a screwy world I live in. Or I can think about some trick the dog has done that day and start laughing.
Or these three odd guys from Dallas.
Or these three odd guys from Dallas. Y'all have a lot of fun at your expense once you're gone.
Nesmith is as attracted to comedy as he is repelled by fame. For almost a decade, he was on a worldwide stage. He's content now to let others shimmer in the spotlight. Later this year, he says he will join the other Monkees for a reunion. But after the tour, he plans once again to leave the notoriety behind.
I mean, if you are in a position where you like the fame, ultimately the fame will destroy your work. And if you're in a position where you don't like the fame, then it's liable to destroy you. So it's a very tough situation.
Fame and anonymity, adolescence and adulthood. Michael Nesmith has made his choice, and obviously he's quite content with it.
Well, it's interesting that he says that he will tour now because you recall a few years ago the Monkees had a reunion tour and he didn't participate. Why?
Well, they came to Dallas, actually. He played after a Ranger game at Arlington Stadium, and he was in the Fort Worth area making a movie with Winona Ryder. Nobody knew her.
Oh, I see.
And Winona said, take me to a Monkees concert. And he said, I can't go, they'll recognize me. So the prop department made a big fat suit for him and put a wig and a mustache on him, and he took Winona Ryder, and they sat at Arlington Stadium. Nobody knew who they were, and they watched the Monkees.
He likes that anonymity.
Yeah, he loves that. I think he does.
What's he working on now, Gary?
He's actually working on another film. I think it's his 5th film. It's Douglas Adams' book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
And Nesmith hopes it'll be funny and quite odd.
With him in it, I'm sure it will be both.
Be fun.
Yeah. Thank you very much.